Only nigga I know in the world said F 9 to 5 that moved up in the company.
Why not?
F y'all. On second thought, hey. How much you said? My headphones on, man.
I'm gonna change it to take a break from a 9 to 5. Take a vacation. Take a vacation, come back. Vacation.
Man said F a 9 to 5. Then said never mind. How much y'all giving out?
Yes, bro.
Then said nah, F y'all for real. I'm for this out.
So both of y'all working? I was redoing my home to take advantage of a discount, but yeah, it was Zach's.
It's only 10%, bro. Trust me, the discount ain't
but
crazy.
Still, as much money I was putting in, bro, is trying to make it right.
Just tell them something wrong with the package. You get 10% off. It's a nick on this box. All right, 10%, because they don't try to argue. Hey, bring your mic closer to you a little bit. Just that right there. Perfect.
Yeah,
should be good. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, man. Mic check. Morning Masters Podcast, your host, Maine, of course. The guy to the right of me is not a new guest, but he ain't been around in some years. He did not go to jail. Okay, let's make sure we get that clear. He just came home. Nah. This is I know him as Juanito, and y'all do too, but he go by his own name, so
Iloveyoujase, man. What up, y'all? It's been a long time. I'm back though. You know what I'm saying?
You let Diddy take your whole thing, bro.
What?
Diddy? He took your whole style.
His name Love now.
And then he made a whole album and just talked about how you gotta love people, and
That's crazy.
he stole your whole campaign. Hey, he Diddy'd you. That's crazy when you think about it. And then to the left,
took that.
Yeah, pause. To the left, you can't see him. All right, I got. Should I say comedian? How should I?
You say artist, comedian, artist.
Artist, comedian, content creator. I got Tommy. You go by Tommy.
Tommy Archer.
Tommy Archer. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. It's Sunday, man. We kicking.
Yeah, we kicking back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't record like I record. So some people record here and there, but we try to do as much as possible. But to make sure I got a good pretense on this is Tommy. So you're gonna go into podcasting at some point. It's just that creative space. I'm not say podcasting, but in that creative space of talking on a microphone, content type style, and just tell people like how you came across me.
To be honest, man, you interviewed one of my friends, my comedians, and I saw the content, and I was drawn to how your approach is with interviewing people, and at the same time, how you just naturally have a setup and environment. It flows very well, and it's not nobody's doing it, and I think that's what we need. It's not just everyday conversations that you can get anywhere you go.
Yeah,
and I think you brought something different, and I started looking into more, and I just enjoyed the conversation more and more, and I saw you and your daughters, and I was just, it was over after that. I started scrolling. So
I definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That's a testament to the fact that a lot of times he just mentioned a lot of B type content I put out where I don't put the full thing out. Because you've been around. Like my daughters, when I do podcasts with them, it's usually a 30-minute thing, but I only put 5-7 minutes out for the public. Everything else is for family.
Sure.
And that's all the stuff you just named. I just mentioned the comedian I had on. At first it was through management, so I didn't know him. So it's always skeptical. Like, and I had drove from Charleston and back in one day. So not that it's long, but dropped my pops off, and I came back and went straight from Charleston and pulled up straight here to interview him. So he mentioned the approach, but that whole 2 hours I'm driving, I'm like, how can I approach this? Like what I need to know about him. I didn't find out he had one arm until I was 30 minutes away, and I was like, thanks, sir. Like, okay.
It make you think twice about asking God for a hand.
What's up with you? Googling like how to approach a guy with one arm. And I don't know. I just didn't know what to do. But end up like his first 15 minutes was so, I don't want to say breathtaking, but it was very interesting to me. Anytime somebody got a story like that, he even I'm not trying to say about nothing about him, but he cried at first. I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, because I'm be over there, and I'm like, I see the tear coming down. I'm like, oh, I must have hit a spot. I'm only supposed to hit, and I was like, let me give him a real interview, not the 45-minute regular, how you doing, we got you in comedy, who your favorite comedy, top 5 comedians, all right, have a nice day, so, and then that's good because that's the one you saw, so had I approached it that way, we wouldn't be sitting here right now, because you'd be like, oh, it's just a regular interview, it's no big deal, it's just, it's 45, cool, but because I approached it the way I always approach it and gave him the same the version of Maine or Bobby that interviews as I would give anybody else, you was drawn to it.
Well, I know for a fact he ain't gonna tell everybody everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for him to open up like that, for me, I was blessed to see it because I know him personally, and you know he's a good guy. He's funny as hell, and he's a great comedian. And for him to open up and be vulnerable is it's a cool thing, man, to see when you don't get that side person to person and you
Yeah.
know him. It's like, yeah, it was good.
One thing I will say is, and I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but I had reached out to his manager. I was like, yo, I got my own rule. So my rule is, if I got you on, and because when I got somebody on, I used to make the video that night. I went home, made it that night. It was up before 12 a.m. And I make clips. I'm in the bed, I'm just making clips on my Mac, making clips, sending it to my phone. So I got like 9, 10 clips. So I posted one. I waited a little minute because it was busy. I was busy doing other stuff. Posted another one, and he didn't share the other one. So I hit his manager like, yo, the reason for us doing this, you got to share the stuff. And then she told me, she was like, and I don't know if I should say this, I'm just going to say it anyway. But she was like, he probably was hesitant because of the backlash he might have gotten from the first clip. And it just goes to tell you, me and him have done content before, but we didn't put it out. Because I thought, yeah, we probably said too much about family stuff. It's probably not the best. It's not the best way to put something out. It's truth. It's your truth. It's like, it's really how you feel. But somehow, some way, people as humans, we still like cognizant of like, they may not feel what I'm saying. I need to package this a little differently. Or they're not prepared for this yet.
Yeah, it could be.
And it could have been that for him. I don't know, because I don't know if he do interviews. He just started to get into comedy. So they seen a new version of him, and maybe he didn't think about that part. And for me and how I do my interviews, he also probably didn't know that I was going to go and delve into that deep of him. He probably thought he was going to come up here and say a few jokes, the 45-minute rundown, but I gave him the real interview. So I said, like, all this stuff, it matters, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you approach stuff matters. Even you being here, you taking notes, like, I ain't said it in a long time. I've helped people and stuff, and I'll come on a platform, I'll bring them to my studio, whatever, we do some stuff, lock in. I don't think I've seen somebody take notes before. Like, maybe mentally, they say they doing it, but you got a book, he's sitting with his, like, I want to sit like that now a little bit, too. You look comfortable, like,
Yeah.
you like a podcaster.
It's the goal. It's the goal.
So before we get into some stuff with Juanito, because like I said, I know him, he just been away 2 years, But like, just tell us a little about your background.
Me, man, I just come from a small town, man. I come from the farm, is what I would say. I call it land of milk crickets. But, I took a different path and went to jail in juvie and in and out of jail myself. And, I just moved up here and I always been creative. And I used to draw. I had a full ride back in the day. And I got stuff at the house I plan on showing off and promoting and stuff. But, yeah, I just fell in love with comedy. And I'm a father now. And now I feel like there's a voice and conversation to be had around certain things with that. And I'm here, you know what I mean? But life is what it is, and you can't gripe about it. You got to pick your pants up and move on. But yeah, I enjoy meeting new people and networking, man, and finding out what life can give us. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Not that I judged you at all. I didn't get the vibe that he had took that path, or he just seemed like a free spirited person, like just cool. Well, you say he was in juvie, you went to jail.
Well, coming from the all white folks, and I was the black sheep there, and then you.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's white.
Yeah. Well, I learned so much as a juvenile, not in the hood, but from jail, that I navigated and gravitated to black folks. And then when I got out, I moved up here. I was in an all-black bike club, High Rollers of Augusta. Y'all probably, or if y'all from Augusta, y'all probably know. And, I just kind of, life takes you where you go, and you find out what kind of man you are, And
it's something about being around him. Like, we've come across a few, not a lot, but a few white people that just really just seem like they one of us, bro. Like, you got Kyle, then you got him, and then you kind of remind me of each other. Kyle younger, but it's like not trying to fit in. You just being yourself. It's just like, what's
Very
up? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, my family like, I'll come watch you in Atlanta do comedy. No, you won't.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he will not come walk in this building with me. I'm the only white dude for 5 miles. I wanted to go run in Atlanta by myself. My homeboy had to stop me and say, I know you're crazy, but you don't need to go be on the news. And I was like, all right, well, I need to check myself a little bit when I go places.
Funny.
But yeah, I'm token white boy. That's cool. I like being me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just how this work, like I said, I'll have a conversation when we're talking, and you could chime in if you want, whenever you want, write notes down. But just that's what I do. I like to give back. I like to help people when I started this stuff, it wasn't really no help like that. Like, I ain't gonna get into the whole story, but I asked the guy for help, and he pretty much told me like, "F off," you know, like either you gonna be a co-host on my show or get going.
Right.
I haven't heard that guy in 5 years, so life is great, man. Clap it up for me one time for surpassing him, okay, amongst others. All right.
Hey, well, I'm blessed to be here with y'all. It's great to meet both of you.
Nah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you
too, bro.
Now, to this guy over here, Mr. Juanito, all teeth right now.
What's up, Bobby? What's going on?
Hey, my man said, Bobby, chill. Not too much on Bobby, man. But yeah, you know, people think that's my name for real. You know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you see, I got
was
nominated.
talking to
I got
somebody
nominated for
last
2
night.
awards, and somebody was like, "People
Oh,
must
it's
know your
not
real
Bobby?
name."
Not Bobby?
No, it's not my name.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
And my last name definitely not Boucher.
Well, what's up, man?
Wow.
I'm just off the hip.
That's funny.
Wow.
It's funny because he said something earlier, so I know.
Dang.
Nah, my name is it's different than Bobby. It's Jermaine, but it's spelled a funny way.
Gotta let
It's,
the people know, bro. Come on, bro.
see,
the
I
clip
see
right
the
here.
type of time you on. Okay.
See, that's the hardest
Look.
part for me though, is that I can't spell. So when I'm told to pronounce a word that isn't spelled in the way that I can pronounce, it never comes out right anyways.
Well, my name's Jermaine, right? It starts with a D. If you had to spell it, how you think it would be spelled?
Oh, there's J in there somewhere. No.
Nah.
See? I'm
it's
already
not.
out.
Just give it a
It's
shot.
not.
That's fine. Just give it a shot. He got
I'm
us
not
here
even
right.
gonna try, man, because I butchered one girl's name, a beautiful lady up in Atlanta, man, and I thought it was Destiny, and it's not. Or
That's
I
funny,
thought it was
too.
something else. Her name's Destiny. I'm sorry. Her name's Destiny, but it's got a J in there. I don't know where Destiny comes into play, but it's there.
Okay, cool.
So don't let me attempt
Not the one
it.
that I know then.
That's crazy.
Hey,
That's crazy.
But no, it's Drmaine. So it's kind of hard for people to spell or pronounce for whatever reason. But the H is silent. Don't know where it came from. I asked my grandma. She don't know either, even though she made the name up. It's my dad's name, so
background, there's a lot of religious stuff could be there too with that stuff too. That's the one thing that
could be.
that I think. I'll personally say I'm a practicing Muslim. So like with me, I noticed that in y'all's culture, there's more of that's involved in names and stuff. I feel like from back.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm right or whatnot, but when it comes to names, ours is very, very.
I honestly couldn't tell you
below me.
because all she told me was that she liked Jermaine Jackson 5.
Oh,
When I was young, it was cool. I said, okay, that makes sense.
man.
And then I go, that's hold on. His name is not spelled with a DH at all. It's just like,
Took her own
so I
swerve.
talked to her last year
For sure.
and I put a snippet out and she said the same thing. I said, Grandma, hold on now. When I was 8, I took that answer. All right? I can't take it now. Like, that makes no sense. She had no answer for me. So it's what it is. But back to Juanito. All right, that's enough. I see what you're doing. We're not deflecting on this part, right? I don't know what's gonna be named, what it's gonna be about, but I know we spoke. We had some conversation and stuff. So tell the people a little about yourself. Like, what are you and who are you?
Man.
I'm a vegan. Start there.
Most,
I eat boxes for a living. Let's start there.
yes, I am a vegan. You know, been vegan for
2019, man.
No,
Yeah, it had been 2019. You say you ate Wendy's one day, and after that you went
that
vegan.
wasn't 2019. It was before that.
2018.
5 years. There we go. I've been vegan for 5 years, going on 6. I'm an artist, of course. Got plenty of music out. I do my own music videos, produce. I've been kind of looking and trying to do podcasts, but that'll be down the road. Eventually, I'll try to do that again. But
That's
yeah.
odd because I feel like you like friends with a very good podcaster. That's it's kind of strange if you're gonna do it down the road. Like,
I'm talking about like take it serious. Like,
oh, you didn't take it serious?
I did take it serious, but I mean like have my
Let me
own.
open my soda. Real
It's
quick.
just brought to you by Pepsi, by the way.
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
know,
saying?
go ahead.
What I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, like take it seriously to the point where I have like my own like platform.
Could have.
I know.
No,
I
okay.
know.
Definitely could've.
Life got in the way.
Oh, damn.
That's all I can say. Life got in the way.
Perfect segue. You make it so easy for me.
Life got in the way.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this the background first. So it was a span of I would say a year or some change where you was very consistent. We always in the studio, whether I'm doing podcasts and you sitting there like how he's doing now, and you would check the camera or whatever, or we doing content together. We did a couple skits together. You had music videos. I helped you shoot, but you edited and stuff like that. Put a project out. You recorded. You put music out. So you was just very active.
For sure.
All right. I feel like you're not as active no more. Like actually, it went from like zero. It went from 100 to zero. No, I've seen it go from 0 to 100 real quick, you know.
Yeah.
But it went from 100 to zero. Like what? Like if you had to put that on something, what would you put it on? And don't blame me.
Oh no.
Okay.
You was not in there. You was not in there.
Well, I know I always like will hit you up and say where music at, da da da. And
For sure. Oh yeah, he's definitely pushing.
Okay.
He's definitely pushing me and checking in and trying to see what was going on. It's just
playing my name, bro.
I had a new job. I got a new job. I started working overnights and things. I was trying to adjust to that schedule. Got in a relationship.
Oh, you blaming her? That's
I'm not
insane.
blaming her. I'm just
That
saying.
is
I had a lot of life adjustments.
baby girl.
I had a lot of life adjustments, and I was just trying to figure it out and balance out everything. So not necessarily I ain't put it on the back burner, but you know me. Whenever I do something, I try to do it, give it my full attention. I don't like to half-ass anything.
True.
So I was trying to make sure everything else is set up. I'm trying to make sure my finances is set up and my home life is set up, and it's just been that going on. So recently I've been, getting back into my bag. Like I just dropped a new project called My Name. My Name is, it's I don't even know how to really explain it. You really have to listen to it. It's like an amalgamation of different beats, but it's also edited with different clips and everything. It flows smoothly. It's about 9 tracks on there. But yeah, My Name is available everywhere. Yeah, I've recently been trying to figure out everything, and just it's all about balance, for real, for real.
With the overnight, I want to go into some of the. I'm gonna just call them excuses. You know how I am, so you know me. With the overnight, like you don't think you could have found some kind of balance there to make music as well, like while doing that? Was it just that strenuous and stressful on you that you couldn't do it?
It was definitely strenuous and very stressful working in that environment. Like when I got that job, I really didn't feel like I was wanted for that job. It just kind of like, I don't know, it was a consolation prize. They had, and it's not just, I just felt like that. It actually was that. Like they had somebody else in their eyes and they backed away from the deal. And then it was like, hey, you can pick you, I guess. And, just trying to figure it out and trying to maintain. And that's really what set back everything for real.
Well,
for real.
So I'm gonna jump right into some of the things I wanted to talk about with you. Is so I had this. It's a friend of mine. Got the same birthday as well. So she one of them. She a Libra too, and she just like, not that horoscopes matter, but just the mindset and how you think and some things you do kind of in line. And I'm not crazy about not crazy against it, but I got my reservations towards like mental health and things of that nature, right? Because I feel like it's so popular now that people use it, and people that actually going through mental health problems get overlooked because you got people using it just for attention. They not nothing really wrong. They really just want attention. Like nothing's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or that they just lazy, or they just a piece of shit, and they want to But then it's hard to really dissect who's who. It's hard because like how can I tell somebody like it's like the new it's the new back problems. If you say your back hurt, nothing you can do because you can't fix that. It's nothing you can't tell somebody lying. If they're not lying, you don't know. If they say their back hurt, that's it. They back hurt. Nothing you can do.
Deal with it.
That's it,
sure.
bro.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
It's the same with mental health. Like I can't tell you you're lying. I can't tell you, oh no, that's stupid, tough enough. I can't. Especially now in this world.
Yeah.
Man, you get canceled so quick for somebody saying they had a headache and all this other stuff. So I say that to say, she was talking and she was like, and I was, of course, we were talking about something, and I was like, I ain't really feeling that. That's kind of crazy. She's like, well, look, I got a group chat, and in my group chat, we do like mental health checks or whatever, and if you are under a 5, we give you extra attention, whatever the case may be. I thought it was dope. I'm not trying to be sexist, but of course she's a woman. I'm like, maybe it's a woman group chat. Maybe that's kind of what they need, whatever. I don't know. If you had to rank where you at? Would you say you at anywhere above a 5, under 5? Like if you had to rank your mental health.
What's the top? Like the 5 is
10 being the most, I would assume. I'm just assuming.
I mean, now I would say by like a 8, I'm good now. That's something I had to do too. Like I was definitely depressed. I had a lot of that going on. I'm not gonna say like parts of my dad like coming back up, but because it never really went away. Like
Yeah.
how I dealt with that. It's just recently, having a kid and dealing with that, it just make you look at fatherhood and you just like, dang, I don't want this person to, grow up how I grew up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking about those certain things, and then like being not financially stable. That thing it'll make you depressed because you're not where you want to be in life. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I definitely had that going on. I recently got into therapy. I'm still taking therapy sessions now, and that's kind of been helping me get out of the mud and get back to myself. I haven't really felt like myself for a while.
So when you think about like the creative space and just trying to create, how hard is it to create when you in that kind of depressive state or rut? Or if it's not hard, like what do you see in the difference in your content when you're creating? Like, do you like that content that you're creating when you're depressed?
That's something I know we talked about before, like before I changed my name, because like when it was Jason X, like that was more so the darker content, and that was something I wasn't trying to keep on doing. Like I wanted to make lighter stuff because at the end of the day, I make music for myself, but I also make music for other people that feel the way I feel, and I want to try to uplift people and not just have them in the same zone that I was in, and try to make music better than where I was at in life.
Right.
And that's been a part of why I stopped doing it too, because it's like I got to a part where I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't go past where I was, and it was like everything I was making was super dark, depressing, all this other stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's natural. And I could put that out, but it's like I'm trying to move past that part of my artistry. You know what I'm saying? I've done that before.
You feel like making them kind of records or that kind of art content in a depressive state? Do you feel like it keeps you there, or like can you grow from it while making that kind of music? Can you make depressive content and still come up out of that depression at the same time?
Yes, you definitely can. You definitely can. It's just me being head ass.
Could you have done it though, or did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was being head ass.
What are some things you attribute to that though? Besides you being head ass, that's like you was born that way, so that's not changing. You've been head ass all your life.
I don't know. I can't really explain it to you because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. That's something me and my therapist talk about a lot.
Do you feel as if like you beat yourself up for stuff that you probably shouldn't beat yourself up for?
Yeah. It's been a lot of that, a lot of self blame, being
Like-
too hard on myself because it's like it's been me trying to find a balance between holding myself accountable and just being way too hard on myself. Like,
I mean, you got to find that balance though. So I wouldn't say that's a problem per se, but yeah, you can't be too hard on yourself. You
yeah.
know? I've been doing this thing where like
Can I pitch in?
oh definitely.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna tell you what, man. I got that's my hardest thing is my father did shit to deal with, right? And yeah, you got to be accountable for just you. And I just bought this house, and now all I want is to make the man happy. And he don't give two shits. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even know how proud you could be of me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm accountable for what. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. For me, I might not. I'm not no. You know, I ain't good with it all. But you got to be accountable. I think that's the biggest factor for us as men. No matter if you figure out what's right and wrong, when or where. Once you know it's wrong, you got to be accountable. And if you're wrong, you got to fix it. And no matter path we come from a circle, it's breakable. It's breakable.
For sure.
That's a good point as far as things that breakable because like I said, I won't go into detail about anything like names or our stories because we know each other on a personal level. But how much of your upbringing do you feel like maybe didn't prepare you or maybe did prepare you? As you can say both for like the financial hardships of having a family. You know, like not just a girl, but a girl in another life. You know,
Um, that's been a part of it too. Just trying to figure out what I could grasp from what I already know and try to do better than what I already know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to really word that, but yeah,
I,
like
I often wonder with you. I wonder if you ever beat yourself for like really going to a certain magnitude to not give somewhat the same kind of lifestyle you lived coming up. You know, not that you didn't have happy time because you got a lot of good memories, but when as you become an adult and you start to have that accountability part, you start to realize where there wasn't some accountability at in life, right? And you
mhm,
try to make sure that's not you. We do that with our parents a lot, and just in general. Like, you're like, okay, well, I like that about them. I like that about them. That part I wasn't too crazy about. I'm gonna try to change that up. So I always wondered that with you. Like, do you like ever try to like to overly not be a certain way because of your childhood background?
definitely got to a point where I was pushing myself really hard, really way further than where I needed to be going, and not taking as many breaks as I needed to, not chilling as much as I needed to, and just having that on my mind all the time, being really stressed out to where I'm not even thinking about creating. I'm thinking about trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. How can I be the best person I can be? And just breaking myself down, personally, bit by bit, piece by piece, you know what I'm saying? My personality and all these other things. And just overanalyzing everything. And I already have anxiety too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just crazy.
And I, so when we speak and some things we speak about, I know like you got called one day and you just like, I don't want you to think, I feel this way, I feel that way. It just when things going on, I kind of just, stay to myself. I think that's kind of common though. I never thought about it that way. I be feeling like, regardless of how I feel like sometimes you're in position for a reason, whether it be a good or bad position, whatever.
For sure.
Um, and the position I'm in is super hard. Don't get me wrong, because you've known me for a little minute now, and I wasn't in the position I'm in now that I'm in now.
For sure.
But I've always I kind of prepared myself to be that way anyway. But it's tough sometimes because you know I don't know if you were that person or for who you were that person for, but when you the person that everybody leaning on, it's always tough. It's because then like you like not saying that it happen a lot, but you wonder, okay, the phone ring. Damn, should I pick up? They okay or do they need something? Like you don't know like what's on the other end of that phone. And I don't know how many people get them kind of calls. So like for me, I would look at it like that way. But I also know that it's people in a position that they phone don't ring at all. Nobody checking on them. Nobody calling them for nothing. Like they don't have no kind of communication with certain people that they probably want communications with. Regardless of how you look at it, if somebody calling you because they want something. I know it sounds crazy, but they still calling you.
Mhm.
But you got people that don't get called at all. Like no, it's never like somebody calling you if it's something negative, or that into the phone. But like with you, like when you choose the route of isolation, what does that look like for you? Like how do you isolate? Who do you isolate from? How do you choose who you gonna isolate from? What you gonna answer to? Like how do you choose that?
Um, it necessarily don't be like me personally choosing. It's just be like I be feeling myself and like my energy and everything start to dwindle down, and I don't be trying to bring down nobody else's energy. So like anybody else, I feel like they have good energy or they got good things going on. I try not to really be around them too much because I'm not trying to mess with what they got going on. I ain't trying to depress them with my feelings or
Seem
whatever I
like a
got going
bother.
on. Huh?
Seem like a bother, or like you like
Yeah, it seemed like a baller. I don't wanna do that. And then I done had times where it's like, well, no, you're not a bother. You good. And you know what I'm saying? I talk to them and whatever.
can you like someone when somebody says all right, you're not a bother, but then their actions telling you that you bothering the energy off and all that stuff. Can you really like do you blame the person or like do you feel away because they not to say depressed like you, but they not like in the same mental state as you?
Nah.
Do you feel like they
Hell
supposed
yeah.
to? You do?
I judge the shit out of motherfucker I know can do better.
Which like just expound, like explain that. Like what you mean?
All right,
go
I'm
in
gonna tell you
your bag.
this. So like, there's one thing. Like I say, I'm a weird guy, but at the same time, there is no weight placed upon us that we're not supposed to manage. As a man, that's
For
one of
sure.
my main principles. If no matter if you're depressed or not, cool, you have your moment, right? But if you got responsibilities on a road upkeep, if that weight's there, it's there for a reason. How you manage it and how you adapt is on you. But I know some motherfuckers that got so much potential, and you just waddling in it. Nah, I ain't got no respect for that. I'm gonna judge you. I might still call you because of the kids, or because it's Christmas time, or because of my heart. But shoot, beyond that, I ain't helping. Nah.
Yeah.
So you're saying like, let me get this right. You're saying, I'm gonna use us as an example. He's depressed. He's not in the best mental state, right? He gives me a call. I'm not depressed per se, or I'm not at the same level mental state. I'm in a higher mental state than him.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be brought down. Not me. I'm just giving an example. He should judge me because I don't want to be brought down. You saying you would do? I'm just.
I'm the flip flop. I'm gonna judge him. I still would be there for him, but I'm
Hold on.
gonna be
You
blatant.
judging him for calling you?
Yeah, like I'm
Okay,
saying it's not for
okay,
you per
okay.
se, but like homework work or whatnot. If you, I know you depressed about stuff, and you so choose to waddle in it, and you call me to come help you or want to talk about it, and all you're doing is just settling in it and dwelling in it, and you taking no action. Well, then I have the choice to judge you then, and I don't give a shit about your problems no more, and I ain't got to pick up if I don't want to. Now, if I know somebody dealing with some stuff that they just can't get through, and it's something that they've been vulnerable enough with to be accountable for what they need in a sense of emotionally, then I'll be there for that person. But if you just sitting and you ain't doing nothing, no action behind it, trying to make progress, there ain't no point in me
I get
fucking
that.
with it.
I definitely get that.
But now,
I'm like that.
If I'm depressed, I can't judge nobody that want to fuck with me. Look at how I'm acting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I can see that.
I get that.
It's no wrong point of view. I definitely see that aspect of it. I was making sure I was hearing what you were saying right. I heard it wrong. So
Maybe
now
I-
I see what
Oh
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Because I ain't
Should
know
I
what's
judge
going
my
on.
own parents like that? I ain't got no time for that. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying, man? No wait. Yeah.
I be feeling like, but you just never know, like the state somebody in. You don't know how they got there. Sometimes, right? I feel like that's important to know, right? So, like, let's say for instance, you mentioned, and I'm not trying to bring it up because I know how you get, I know how anybody would get like that. But with your dad, let's say you didn't process that correctly or at all.
Mhm.
And then we cool, but like 7 years down the line, you choose to finally process it, right? Like under that theory, right? I probably shouldn't judge you because I would have to know that 7 years ago this traumatic event happened. You never processed it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now if I'm just saying, oh, you're processing now and you're just stuck in a rut, but sometimes they tell you like you got to sit with it. They tell you like sometimes when something happens, supposed to sit with it for a little bit. That's what they say. I don't know. I can't really. I'm a man, so I kind of move on. Like I
Yeah.
like to move
Yeah.
and not think
Quick,
about
get
it.
on through it,
But I
yeah.
also hear that's not the best thing. I
'Cause you
saw
didn't process it.
a meme, or not a meme. I saw a video yesterday. I shared it, and it was I don't know if this is going to correlate well on the microphone. I'm just going to say it anyway. But it was a teacher. He had I guess a bunch of young kids and young boys in the classroom.
Yeah.
He poured some water into a cup. He said, "Let me know when to stop." He pours it, Of course, like boys, when they get to the top and they start overflowing, stop. He stopped and it was just overflowing. He was like, pretty much like, well, you see that cup is us as young men. Like, we try to take on everything we could take on until we can't no more. And then when it start overflowing, that's when you want to start to try to clean stuff up. By then it's too late. And I don't know if he said it verbatim like that, but I kind of understood the message. I shared it. I was like, well, damn, wait, where was he at when we was younger? Because a lot of times, it start when you're young. It start when you're 10, 12, 11. You're forced to be a man in the house or, do things that's not your age. You grow up quicker, And I think, and depending on your background and your environment you grew up in or you've been around, you do that anyway. It's like a survival tactic to do. Like, I'm going to just put up with it. I ain't going to talk about it. No, I ain't going to open up
Hold
about
it
it.
in.
But I think we struggle too, though, with figuring out how to let it out. Because for me, I'll say, like, I still deal with my trauma with my father, and I will have outbursts, and I have to be accountable for that, and I need to be called out. Because if I'm not called out, I know my aggression. I'm a small dude. I don't want to be a person that comes off, but I want to be a dick. I'm funny. Like, I want to be the asshole funny comedian, right? But at the same time, my core, I want to be a good man, So I have to be called out in my circle. Like if my friend isn't calling me out, I'm being led the wrong way than I should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With that type of stuff. But yeah, I need it. I'll pop off. But that video you say, I think we still need that in some sense sometimes in our way. Like I have to go run to exert some sort of energy when I feel flustered. It may not be the best coping mechanism,
Yeah.
but I do tell a difference in me, you know. But yeah,
I think that, when you think a younger boy, I do think it's good to know it when you're younger. And then just also know when is a good time to do that and when it's not. Because obviously you can't sit and cry about everything. You can't sit and sulk in everything,
Yeah.
because then you start you'll live in that forever.
I
you
think
know?
the kids will nowadays. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think no outside, no getting hurt, no scraping knees, no riding a bike down to the street by themselves, no encounters with reality spheres is gonna hinder a lot of their emotions. I feel like
I
because
think you
everything's
already
through.
see it.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing it just now. My house is why I'm saying it. But it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world we living in now. But just to the point of like speaking about things and stuff like that, like so if you are in like a depressive state or not, it ain't gotta be depressed. I don't want to keep using that word. It could just be your mental stability right now, or just not at a 10. It's a 5 and below. I will call it 5 and below because 5 and below, I'm assuming from what Tiffany was telling me, 5 and below is just like you need to be make it checked on and just make sure you're straight or whatever the case may be.
Hello.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, real quick. Hey, I'm calling you from my podcast, first of all. Don't say nothing crazy. But I want you to answer one thing for me. Hey, what's that thing you was talking about earlier? You said something about you got a group chat and um something about who under a 5 or something like that. Explain that to me.
Oh, hold on. Let me step away.
Yeah, step away. A lot going on in the background.
Yes, okay.
What projects you at?
I said, huh?
What projects you at right now?
You said, I can't hear you. What you say?
You in the projects right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I told you I had a birthday dinner to go to today. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Yeah, step away though.
I
It's more important right
said,
now.
I did. I said between a few friends and family of mine, we're in a group chat. So every week we do a mental check-in, numbers 1 to 10. Who's ever 5 or below, that's what you kind of give a little special attention to that week. Text, lunch, something like that. You just reach out to them a little more because they're telling you they're not where they need to be mentally.
Got you. Hey, look, I appreciate that. I asked that because I'm gonna send it to you later on. I did an episode, and it kind of is based off that conversation we had where you spoke about that, and it's kind of based around that. So I'll send that to you so you can see it. But I think that's a good concept. It made me think of some things a different way. I'm not going to start a group chat though, but I do like the idea that you have with that, and I think that's super important for some people that need that kind of support.
Why wouldn't you start a group chat
See,
with
you
the
doing too
person you
much,
talk
bro.
to
You
every day?
doing like you over
Okay,
whooping.
fine. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Have a
I'm
nice
just
day.
being,
Yo, be
thank you.
blessed. Be blessed. But well, I guess I let y'all answer this. So we'll expound on it for a minute. Like, what would you think 5 and below mean for your mental instability? If it's not just depression, because depression is not the only mental state you can have, right? You could be it could be anxiety. It could be overwhelming. It could be just too much on your plate. It's not depressed. It's just it's too much going on. Like, what would a 5 and below mean to y'all if you had to pick
And now I'm getting this right. We just stand between 1 through 5. And
1 through
five,
10?
1
Yeah.
through 10, and
10 being
five
the
below.
best, 0 being the.
Worst state of mind is
Yeah.
1.
And we assuming 5 means that you need some attention. I'm just going off with the conversation I had with this young lady.
You go first. You're the star here.
5 and below sound like I ain't trying to get out of bed. I ain't trying to go to work.
Mm.
I ain't trying to deal with any of that. Anything with life, I'm just trying to just be because I really don't want to be here type of thing. That's why. That's
When
what
you
it
say
sound
here,
like.
what you mean?
And
When you say here, what do you mean?
like, okay, so this is something.
Not
I don't know how
suicidal.
dark this will sound, whatever. But I seen Jim. I think it was Jim Carrey, and he said something about when people sometimes be quote unquote suicidal or whatever. It's not necessarily them wanting to kill themselves. It's just like them not wanting to be that person anymore. Like they just want to stop being that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They want to stop, pause on that, and do something totally different. They get tired of living the same life under those circumstances, and they just
Okay.
want to switch characters. You can't necessarily do that, and like because it's not a video game. You have to work at it and become a better person progressively. But yeah, like that's basically what I mean.
Okay. What would you think a 5 would be though? Just
A
so you just not
5?
want to be 5 and below, just not want to be
A
here.
5 just mean like how you saying they you need to get checked on. You at a 5, it's like you are able to catch it before it gets bad. Like you can be on the way up,
Okay.
or if you don't catch it and don't work on it, you can be on the way down. That's what it sounds like at a 5.
What about you?
I don't know. For me, man, I'd say a 5 for me is not having enough space. When I feel like I ain't got enough space,
Mhm.
I'm getting tense and I start to see triggers and this, that, and the third. And because I look at it like with my progression, if I were to flip out, I would say that would be when it comes to depression and like that state. Yeah, that's my worst. I've thought about suicide before, and I wouldn't say that's a 1. I'd probably agree it's still in the under the 5, not necessarily a 1, but whoever knows when one's gonna happen, you know. But I would say 5. Yeah, I would say about frustration, and I start seeing my triggers real clearly.
I ain't never been like there, like to have like a good answer on something like that. I'm only assuming, but like a 5 to me would mean like really like kind of to expound on what y'all said. I could be at a 1 any minute. Cause I would feel like if you're at a 5, it wouldn't take much if you go to 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All it take is you have a
couple dominoes, and we in the
that's
whole
that's it.
situation.
Like you ever like did your day just bad or something like that? Then like my day, somebody day bad, whatever, and you go to you can't open the door. Like you just get pissed because you can't open the door. Like it's not opening. Like that can go from 5 to 1 and that quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already not holding it all together. Like I could drop all this shit at any given minute.
Yeah.
I would. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm thinking that, right? But then I think about how quickly can you go from 4 to 2, then from 2 to 0, and what does 0 even mean? Like what that mean at that point? You know.
You
So
pissed off,
the
having
attention.
a bad day, and you walk in the shirt, your shirt get caught on the door.
Your shirt caught on the door. You jam your finger in there. You spill your drink. You know what I'm saying? You leave your food somewhere. You lose your debit card. You know what I'm saying? Like you get pulled over.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
You get a ticket.
Bruh.
You know, you got your registration now. They trying to arrest you. Like it's a bunch of things that
It just happened.
that 5 could just go from 5 to 0.
Yeah.
And I wondered because it made me think about it. Cause like I said, I don't. I'm gonna use the truth word. I don't really subscribe to like a lot of that stuff. Like, oh, I'm a 5 today, but like maybe a 5 mean like you not got it all together, but you got a lot to do this week. You know, like you already knowing like where I'm at and what I gotta do. It's a possibility that I'm not gonna be who I need to be this week.
Yeah.
You know, because let's say you had a 5, but you gotta work 6 days straight.
Oh, you already see the 5 coming.
You know,
You
you're like,
already
oh
see it
shit,
coming. Yeah.
like.
And what else is gonna come this week?
Your babysitter ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So now you gotta find somebody to keep your kid. They charging more over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had your music off the other day and you were driving your car and you heard that sound. So you said, fuck, I'm turning the music back up real quick. But you don't know like what something happened to your car.
Speaking of that, that's a good segue. Like I feel like a 5 is your check engine light coming on.
Damn, that's
You
good.
need-
Good point.
Yeah,
That's
there's
good.
your check engine light coming on.
Yeah.
You need to go get that situated for the car breakdown.
You know what? I not to say that your idea wasn't good, but I think a 5 would be you ignoring your check engine light. Cause
Yeah,
that shit probably came on at 8.
Yeah, you
It probably came on
You
about
ain't
7 and a
worried about
half.
it. Yeah.
You ain't worried about
But
it.
you just cruising like, nah, I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, it should start breaking up like, nah, we good.
Yeah.
And then your car ain't starting, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Texting the group chat, yo, I'm at a 5, y'all, come on, somebody call me, I need a ride. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
fact.
That's a quick fix.
That's
then.
when
I know,
yeah.
right? That's the problem, you good. That's a good problem. But some people problems ain't that, you know?
Yeah.
The group
Even-
chat is AAA.
Oh yeah, damn sure is.
Yeah.
No insurance, just AAA. It's just crazy. Hopefully you got some good AAA. 'Cause some people
Facts.
pick that. Oh look,
Yeah.
You know, and I wonder, like, I thought it was a good idea. Like, I'm not saying I'm about to start a group chat and do that. Cause I'm not going to do all that because I don't have that many friends for a group chat like that anyway. You know, and then I feel like I don't want nothing that's not genuine.
Yeah.
Like I know you, you know what I'm saying.
I feel
So
that.
when we talking and we speak, it's genuine. Like when you did call, What you don't know when you call on the other side of that phone, last time we spoke, and you was telling me the stuff you were telling me, I have like 20 papers in front of me, about 30 people in front of me. I was in the inventory. So I'm doing mad stuff, but because of what you were saying, it's like, hold on, give me a second. Listen to what you're saying first. That's genuine. Then I'm like, you know what, look, I'm gonna hit you. Let me, da-da-da. They all like, what's going on? Hey, just chill, man. Why he on the phone?
Yeah.
He had a 5. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get him right. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be genuine if you're gonna be doing something like that.
For sure.
I can't do it for somebody that's not genuine. Because to his point, so like I said, I know you, right? So if they said a couple years down the line you wanna sulk or try to process a traumatic event, whether it be your pops or whatever, I know you, so it's cool. When I don't know somebody, it's really hard to have that heart and be like, man, this person going through a lot, man. I don't know. I feel like you bullshitting.
Yeah.
Sometimes just to be honest, I
Some
feel like
people do though. That's the crazy thing. Is I know a lot of
And
people
that's
who
why
play their
they be
cards
playing
in their
around.
favor.
I know.
And I be feeling like that's why I asked him about
Ben
like
Simmons.
the 2 years, the 2 years of you not the process of music and just going from 100 to 0. I asked that because when you start to get depressed or your mental is not stable or not in the, not above a 5 or whatever, like do I start to see a pattern like at that point? Like, let's see, okay, they saying they need mental health day. They saying this about themselves. How have they been since I've known them? Let's start there, right?
For sure.
Because they ain't always had a mental problem,
For sure.
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
If the person been trash since I've known them at whatever they doing, whatever put their hands on, that shit's a trash bag. Whatever they put their hands on, then you can't use that excuse for me. Like you can't tell me you need this, you need this. You've been trash. Like not as a person, just whatever you touching, just stay away from me and my kids. Whatever you touching is just turn to shit, right? At that point, I can't. It's hard for me to say.
I get what you said.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, if you go through something and you've been that and then I'm all right, cool. Now I know it's gonna be even worse. So yeah, I gotta be smart and cognizant about what we doing with you
For
because
sure.
you already was trash. So
Yeah.
now it's gonna be even worse because you was focused and horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna be unfocused.
Mm-hmm.
That shit can get crazy, So I get that, but it was hard. So and where I work at, you kind of like you manage, but you for some reason they changed the hierarchy of stuff. So now you kind of like HR, you a therapist,
All in one package.
yeah. And then
Oh, yeah.
so I gotta for me, it's my job. I gotta pick you up when you're down, right? Reprimand you when you're doing something wrong, and then also listen to your problem, something going on in life outside of the building because it might affect what you do inside the building. That's tough to be doing. So, and I do that for 10 hours a day, pretty much, right? So a lot of times, like I'll be telling people, like, so we mentioned like what's a 5 or something like that. I can't say a number. I don't think like that I would be like a 5. You don't really know. I don't look at life that way. So I mean to really tell somebody I'm a 5 today. I don't know.
For sure.
But I can definitely tell when like I'm getting fed up with a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
or like, cause like you dealing with stuff in there. So where I work at, and you know how it is there. And I spoke off mic where we work at, whatever. But like they call you mix it, fix it. That's the same thing I did over there, fix everything. So you know how that go. Anybody had a problem where they crying, they come to me. But that's tough to do when it's like, all right, I got y'all, but I got my own problems too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily a financial problem, but it might be that, because somebody else's financial problem is not my financial problem. So I might be sitting on something, but it might not be what I need it to be. I might have a problem because this person, my family need that, and I can't help them. You know what I'm saying? But here I am helping a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling guilty sometimes because I could help this person, that person, but somebody that's my flesh and blood probably can't help for whatever reason. So it's a guilt trip there too.
Can't
So
save everybody.
that's the thing.
That's
Like, so
something I learned
that's a
too.
mental thing as well. Like,
Yeah.
I might not be a 5 per se, but it's thoughts in my mind running all day because I can't do for every single person. I can't appease every single person, and that be bothering me sometimes because I feel like I can. You know what I'm saying? But deep down, you really can't. Like, it's not possible. It's not feasible for you to please every single person you come across.
For sure. You can't save everybody, and you can't save nobody. You can save yourself.
That's facts. That's a fact right there. Yeah. But that is something that goes through my mind a lot. I'd be like, damn, I can't help this person. So now I'm sitting around thinking about how I could help him or help her or whatever, whoever it is, And it's like it's tough. Or my main battle is with time for me. Like time is I always talk about time because I feel like for what we do, I'm gonna say we all creative, right? And whatever we do, if you committed to it, that's already taking a lot of your time already. You gotta work. I got kids. I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person to somebody. I'm somebody's person. Um, at work, I'm Mr. Fix It. I'm salary, so I'm always at work pretty much. So it's like, it's only 24 hours in a day. Ain't no way. I ain't even mentioned podcasts, which I love to do. You know what I'm saying? We've been here for a little minute and we just getting started, technically speaking. So it's like, it's a lot with time and it bothers me when like sometimes a person or whoever, people, whatever, uh, it's a surf got his line. He say, I hate when I give and they don't say thank you. Like, what if all I had is what I gave you, right? And so, like, when people complain about time, I'm like, well, I gave you all the time I had.
Mm-hmm.
So, whereas you complain about the fact that, I might only see you this time, or I only could do this, or I didn't set up something for us to do X, Y, Z because I was free I wasn't free that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of stuff to do. But the part I was free, I gave you all of that.
Yeah.
But sometimes people can't accept that,
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough because like when you get somebody whatever you have and it's like, not saying they spit on it, but it's like they don't really accept it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not happy. I feel away a little bit. Like, I feel like, damn, I could have kept it for somebody that was going to appreciate it.
Yeah. Sometimes people be selfish and
Even with money. Like somebody say, oh, I need X, Y, Z. I'm like, I got 25. Well, look, I'm going to just check, see how no, take this 25 because this is going once, going twice, it's done. That's it. I might even have that for you, but because I want to help you, I'm gonna do that. But sometimes people make you feel like it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I thanks but no thanks. But when you give them all you have, that's not what you want to hear. You don't want to hear thanks but no thanks. So I think mentally, like I'll be there. I don't be messed up with like nothing. I've been there before, like being in a rut and being down. But then you work your way out of it. Like you said, you work your way out of it. You don't think about it until like I like for me, I'm more so I reflect on when I was depressed. But when I was depressed, I wasn't talking about being depressed because it wasn't a thing back then. It wasn't. It wasn't. I couldn't go nowhere and talk about it. Hey, look, y'all. Tell what I'm going through right
It
here.
was a
man.
medication visit for me in juvie.
See,
okay.
But see, for me, and that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because at least somebody pointed it out. But like at least my upbringing, I don't know about yours, say the same thing. Like it wasn't a common thing to talk about. Be like, what's going on? Everything. When somebody say everything right with you, I just say yeah.
It's not. It's not in our culture.
But even
Naturally, it's people been working on it now. Like recent years,
yeah,
they've been putting more attention to it. But
I
we
would,
didn't
I
grow
would
up like
sit and
that.
say that as someone who went through the court system young at age, that I didn't go to actual juvie first because I probably came from a white class family in the farmlands of a country. I went through 2 years of therapy and they're doing their little, we'll try this first. And then I served a full year in a boot camp type of thing. And so, yeah, so almost 4 in and out was actual jail. But I know that I got that privilege for that way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's different.
You bring a good point with culture. So that's what he's saying, and that makes a good point because, like I said, my aunt would have asked me, "Hey, how's things going?" My general answer is to say, "Yeah," but I'm also not also to thinking what's going wrong. And like when somebody asks you that question, like you now, as you get older, when somebody asks you how's everything going, or you say how you been, I say can't complain.
Right.
And I really mean that. I can't complain. Like technically speaking, the things that I may didn't have before, or the things that I yearned for when I was in a rut, not knowing I was in a rut. 'Cause I didn't talk about being in a rut. I kind of got. So I always say I can't complain because I know it could be worse. But just because it could be worse, don't mean you can't open up about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm starting to learn that now. I'm not trying to open up per se, but you got to pick your avenues and your spots where that's going it's going to be accepted at and rejoice because you got people that are willing to talk to you and sit down with you and really figure out whatever with you.
I agree with you. I ain't trying to, but I tell you, man, y'all homeboys. I got homeboy right now. I know he going through stuff. He ain't got to reach out. I'm gonna check on him at least once a week. I'm gonna make sure He might already be at a 3. He might have good days where it's an 8, but I know he having more 3s and 2s or 4s than he needs to, and I need, it's my job to be there. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like that's not for everybody. You know what
But
I mean?
for that guy, because something you said earlier, for that guy, your homeboy, like, if you see him sulking into you, like, tell him to come out of it. Like, what's your version of, I guess, being there for him?
Well, first, we both men, and that's different than when you have like a female friend or whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna be straightforward with what I think he should do.
Gotcha.
Because now you can't figure it out. Well, this is what I think you should do. Maybe this is what you should try. My suggestion next.
Okay.
If that ain't something he want to take, at least I put my 100% in. You know what I mean? And
For sure.
once you haven't done your part to try and make changes or avenues, that's when, like I said before, I cut ties, or I not cut ties, but I have that choice. Then
Make a
I ain't got to
distance.
pick up the phone.
Yeah.
But if I know you need me and I know you dealing with stuff, I'm at least gonna reach out and say, hey, how you need anything? What's up? You all
For
right?
sure.
Like, what do you do? Like, when, so I know I mentioned, like, it being, like, a thing now. So it's like, you never know if somebody doing it for real. Or, like, what's y'all take on if y'all find out that it's just not real, but an excuse?
You gotta
I'm
treat
big on that. I'm big on me thinking, if something excuse, I'm going to tell you it's an excuse. I'm always tell you.
I haven't really dealt with nobody, far as I know, faking the pump like that. I don't know. Like, personally, I don't know how I would react to that. Because, I mean, I'm just finding out and working through it myself. So I'm not trying to be super judgmental or whatever. But
True.
it's got to be something going on there for you to had went to that for, attention purposes or something. And even if that's for attention purposes, there's still something going on. It might not be that per se, but it's something going on there. So I wouldn't judge them. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I haven't dealt with nobody faking the pump like that. So I don't know.
I treat them like the homeless people. All
Say it
right?
again.
I'm gonna treat them like homeless people or
okay.
beggars. I'm gonna say, be more specific. If I go downtown Augusta
Mm-hmm.
and I see a homeless man,
Yeah.
I know he's homeless by observing him.
For sure.
I have the choice to if I'm gonna give a handout. Usually, I make my daughter choose if she wants to, yada yada. But if I go somewhere else where I know it's not the same perception, and she don't realize they got to watch on till the end. Oh, he don't need no money, baby. This is a front he's putting on. I feel like once I realize there's the front, and this isn't. We all have our own goals, but once you reach a conflict, then now I know it's not my option to say no.
And that made me think, like, when we're younger, we read the tales and stuff like that, and then you got the boy cry wolf, And I asked that because sometimes I'll see that on social media. I'll see somebody on Facebook or whatever and be like, but it's a meme. I'm not saying that because I don't want to go to. It's a meme, and I think the meme was something like, you got a couple times to talk about, mama, I don't want to be here no more. Mama, I'm tired. Before I block you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the idea behind that meme is people that post about possibly, either doing something to themselves or not being here no more.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes when people do it, like, if it's once a month, not saying it can't be true. I'm not saying this can't be true. But at some point, you start to ask yourself, okay, well, what are you gaining from this? Now, granted, I want to make sure I'm
say
clear.
lock them up. If you got a record and it's going on consistently, somebody need to give you the attention you're asking for. Not saying you need to go to jail, but you need to go somewhere and realize you don't got it that bad.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I can see that.
Maybe therapy first before I put you in a
I'm glad
facility.
you brought that up because I did know somebody like that. So I have experienced somebody faking the pump.
Okay.
But they were only doing it for how you say for female attention. Like if the girl about to break up with them, they hit the social media, I'm about to kill myself and about to end it all.
I ain't gonna lie.
And then you talk to this man on the side.
I ain't mad at him. Like, cause people
He was wild.
I've done it before. I've done it before, but I ain't gonna.
I ain't never did that.
I ain't never did it because I ain't never cared that
That's
much.
wild.
But I've been blessed not to have to care that much. But I do know I've seen it. People do it, and I'm gonna see the Instagram post I seen the other day, and a guy did that. And when his friends called him, he just skit. And he was like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm trying to make sure shorties hit me up." And all the women was texting him like, "You okay? You okay? You okay?" He was like, "Nah, man, I need somebody with me right now. I'm coming. Where you at? I'm coming over there."
Yeah, that's how that is.
That's wild.
That's
That's insane.
yes. Definitely. It's more than
Um,
head ass at that point.
But
Something
but
going on.
even in a small sense like that, you think about it, that's what I'm talking about with people see that. So even him making that skit, I know it's just funny, ha ha ha. But and you do comedy. It's truth in a lot of that. A lot of these jokes that they say and put on. It's truth. It's real life in a lot of them. You just
Yeah.
make funny about it, but that's
There's
real
always an
life.
attachment of some reality. That's like Terrell. Uh, he's a funny guy. He don't make light of it, but you can't. It's just one of them things where you have to use it to your advantage because we may only say stuff that we only think or we only to like perform for, and then it becomes something everybody hears that now we're comfortable talking about, right?
Mhm.
But it may take that initial breakthrough on the stage of comedy to let out that certain vulnerability to say that certain thing and be that way.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
But I don't think you should. My thing I meant to piggyback earlier is a lot of people use social media for that attention now, and I think that hinders a lot more too. It's not. I think it's a bit. It's more. It's an avenue. It's not a therapist, and that's where you get a lot of corrupted personalities of what we're supposed to do and how much we think we need the attention sometimes. And that's what I mean by that with the going to jail thing is whether it's mental hospital, therapist, actual jail, whatever. If you're crying wolf like that, and we have these platforms that allow it and whatnot, and if I thought you were shooting a gun off at your
You made a good point with the social media thing. I didn't even think about that.
I saw something a few years ago, and it was like this social media thing is like weird. It's like I don't think humans were supposed to be this close, like interacting this much. Like, cause you see crazy stuff all the time, and you got to think about it. You're older. I'm not as younger than you are. You know what I'm saying? I've lived in the age before social media, and that's a total different place than where we are now.
You
You
go back
had
to
to
what he
be
said.
outside for real. You had to really be here. You had emails, but that's not the same thing as this.
Email wasn't email. Emails is now.
Emails wasn't emailing
Yeah,
then.
emails was just something. It was a secondary type of communication. That's first now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, but he made a good point about the interactions people have outside and what and kids playing and stuff like that. They don't have to play no more because they can video record a friend right now. The only way you can see your friend back in the day is you take your ass over there. Like that
Yeah.
was that was it. Because
Yeah.
the phone wasn't doing justice. So you had to see your friend and y'all meet up in the park. But when you to his point, what he's saying, like back then you go outside, you never know what the day was gonna bring.
Yeah.
Something bad could happen, something good could happen. It could be something scary, you're putting yourself in a bad situation, but you learn from it, you get a lesson. You ever watch a show like I love the Wonder Years. You ever watch Wonder Years before?
I know what you're talking about, but
But not the black
one.
one, the white one.
Nah, I ain't watched
okay,
that.
with Fred Savage. So like I love that because like it was interaction, it was all that stuff, but it's a lesson in every episode. And that's how life was. Like that's the perfect example of life. Because think about time you went somewhere. I'm gonna tell you business, but like your Waffle House with your dad. It's funny, right? But it's a lesson there. It's like, but you don't get that if y'all on FaceTime.
Yeah.
You don't get that if y'all
You don't.
on Facebook and he posts just got kicked out of Waffle House and everybody comment. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
it's not the
but
same.
being there and seeing it and like,
Yeah.
yo, chill, pops. Like,
Can't
pop,
forget
chill.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah.
What's the movie? Juice.
Yeah.
Juice, the movie, they had to meet up. Like,
You had to be outside.
Bishop, I'm coming outside.
Juice
We meet
not
up.
happening now.
They ain't texting, no email.
Juice is
Hey,
not happening
8:57, we always outside this time. So it's some normalcy there.
They
But
would have known what time to meet Steele at the school. They wouldn't have been outside waiting for Steele
still
to
already
run
knew,
out.
he already knew the vibes. Let me check out the window. Oh, my boy's there. Cool. Let me do, you know what I'm saying? And go do that. Like, but you don't get that with social media. Social media has handicapped us from them lessons that we can learn. We learn lessons from social media, don't get me wrong. We learn some lessons, like, but it's not the same. Whereas, like, the only thing I can say that you probably learn on social media that you could learn back in the day is like when you in class, right? And let's say you laugh at somebody that somebody joked on, and now they start getting on your ass, whatever, right? Social media, you could do the same thing. You could laugh at a status, and somebody might at you, like, what's funny?
Mhm.
That's other than that, I can't see nothing that's the same. Like what
This
you're
you?
learning.
This you?
What you mean?
You know what I'm saying on Twitter?
Oh, this.
And they always get you. Like, they always get you. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't never seen this you fail.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's funny. Yeah. I seen something this morning and it said something like it was a black joke, but it was a woman. I don't know why I prefaced it. I don't know why I did that, but it was a woman saying something, and the white girl was like, I bet she tastes like, I bet her coochie tastes like government assistance or something like that. And then somebody was like, I guess they posted her either her child or somebody close to him was like, you mean like the one you got for your kid or whatever? And I guess they had some kind of issue with him. I was like, that's crazy. But those moments are far and few between on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life, it hit different. It hit different in real life when you're embarrassed and you got 45 minutes in the classroom with the rest of them kids. Like,
you ain't finna log out.
You got embarrassed in the beginning.
You can't log out on that.
You
can't close the laptop on it.
I called Stephen Hawkins the third dude retarded in graduation because we wasn't supposed to applaud. They wanted equality, and I didn't like that he didn't give equality. Right? He only thought he was there for probably lunch, and I got kicked out of graduation because I kept it raw.
Yeah,
and it was reactional to me, but I have to. I don't think I should have to apologize for that. You asked everyone to be quiet, and you wasn't quiet for the retard. Well, the retard needs to know this was supposed time to be quiet.
Yeah, it's a funny guy right here, bro. This is a funny guy. I know he not trying to be funny, but this it's just funny because he got a dead serious face on.
I think it's relatable because, like I say, I think that rawness is you don't see. We can't even say that word, but it's reality. He is slow. He is retarded.
I think that's why it's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
He's saying a word like just. And I know we're not supposed to say it no more.
Just rolling off the tongue.
That's another one of them things.
No hesitation.
They ain't just that was a word back then. You could say that. You could say the F word.
Yeah,
you can't say
You
You
can't say it's so restricted in social media. I think plays a lot of role in that, man. It's a tough world.
Well, social media, cancel culture, all that stuff, which is also why you gotta watch how you approach even talking about mental health because. It's always somebody somewhere that's like, so you mean even though I think we did a great job talking about it, I think that it's somebody somewhere that's gonna say, well, you shouldn't have said that because they got a personal connection to something. Anytime you got a personal connection to something, your viewing is gonna be a little different than somebody else's. Mm-hmm. Like your view gonna be a little different. But just like you said, you were saying earlier, like, you know, you don't want the person to sulk in something XYZ, right? And I might feel the same way, right? But because I know him, like him per se, and he's wanting to sulk in something, I might be a little lenient on him sulking in it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's okay too, because I think every relationship is different than what I hold my group or who I hold a standard to, you know?
Right.
And if I deem that fit, it's okay for me. So for you and your, you know, relationship and whoever you helping, I feel like that's honest relationship is what I feel like it is.
But you bring a good point what you just said too, guys. I feel like that's important, knowing your relationship with certain people, because there's certain people you can call. You can have 3 friends. And out of them 3 friends, you might call one when you at a 5. You might only call the other 2 when you at an 8. You know that them 2 ain't that's not who I need to be talking to when I'm at a 5. You know, not that they don't care. Just our dynamic is not built for me to talk to them when I'm at a 5. You know?
That's just how they view life. They might view life differently. And you just know
everybody got different experiences.
Say something crazy.
But, you know, it's like
that ain't finna help you.
For a long time, I hadn't dealt with no death.
Yeah.
So, not that I couldn't feel where you were coming from, but like for a long time we would talk, I was moved by your emotions to talk about your dad. But then when my grandma passed, I was like, damn, that's what he mean. I didn't know. I never had anybody pass, like friends, but it was because the lifestyle they were living, so you can't understand that. But when it's family that you got memories with, it's like, oh, this what that feel like.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So you got so like I remember, I'm just telling, I think it's cool to tell me to put out there. Let me know if it's not. But I remember when we went to your pop's gravesite and it was around Father's Day around that time.
Yeah, it was Father's Day.
But I remember getting a call like, yo, is everything okay with Juan? Like he not acting like himself. I think you need to call him or something, like, you know. So I called you, we spoke, and we set up for me to just come get you. And we took, you know, and took you there, right? Not knowing even at that moment how that would feel.
Most solid nigga I know, dog.
Appreciate that.
Like that shit is crazy. And I was gonna deal with it. Usually on every like Father's Day or like my dad's birthday, I would not call out for work, but I would request a day off. And nobody really know. I wouldn't even put it in the thing.
Yeah, because the year before that I worked there, you didn't come to work. You like, I need these days off. I thought you have it off. You just stay home.
Yeah, that's usually how I do. But I had just gotten that position, and I it was not on my mind. I literally forgot. And then when the actual day started, I wasn't finna call out. Like, I'm not finna do that. I hate
Yeah.
calling out. I hate being late, even though I am sometimes, but it be other shit getting in the way. I really could do better on that, holding myself accountable, whatever. But calling out and all that other shit, I don't like doing that. I like to be there because I'm putting the burden on somebody else, and somebody else got to call in, and somebody, all that. You know what I'm saying? You create a trickle effect with doing that shit. So I was just gonna tough it out. And then when that happened, I was like, damn, they really fuck with me.
And it's crazy because I didn't work there no more. You know what I'm saying? But because I had some
really
pull
fuck with
and
me.
people that got pulled called me, it's
Yeah.
like, we gonna figure it out for him. Let's go ahead and do that. And you're right, I respect it. That's dope. But you brought a good point up just now, and I wasn't thinking about it because I know you were saying like you don't like being late, this, that, and third, right? Somebody looking from the outside looking in, that's looking at you, that don't know you like I know you. If you was to use, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, they may look at a pattern and say, well, you always came late. Like, what's new? So I'm thinking about what I said earlier, and for somebody else that could apply to you based off how they look at you versus how I look at you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
I didn't think about that now. Sometimes that's important to put out. We always talk about being accountable, so I want to make sure that I put that out there as well. Like, there's probably somebody that think everything all three of us have talked about is a opposing side from a non personal. They had no personal relationship with the person, just how they feel about something we said. So that's important to quote. 'Cause I might view somebody that way, but maybe I should have grace because somebody might view you that way, and anybody should have grace as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to have a conversation because I'm like, I don't know. But I know people go through things. I go through stuff, you know what I'm saying? And everybody not as strong as the next person else also. And we got to kind of measure what strong is to each person. Because my mental capacity might not be your mental capacity. It might not be his mental capacity. From talking about it, it seemed like, you're strong mentally. I know.
Yeah, but I haven't, there's certain things I haven't had too that would affect my mental. Like I haven't lost a grandparent yet. I haven't lost a parent. There's certain avenues where I can't also hold myself the same standard as other men.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think accountability is the biggest thing. When that time comes, I hope I'm prepared to fight for my kids and do what needs to be done. And I know I'm going to have hard times, but whatever way it's placed, we shall walk through,
And I want to give a shout out to Tiffany for this conversation because it's only happened because of that one thing she said and it was in my mind.
Shout out to her.
I should have called her because I wanted to.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Tiffany. But she said something as well, and because of just let me know how would you feel if I said this before I put in my business out. Let me say it this way: if I came to you and told you, I'm sensitive, how would you take me saying that if I said that to you? Like if
you know
me,
I'm sensitive?
like you said something and I kind of like, was like, why you said that for? I'm sensitive. Like from what you know of me, like how would you take that? You think I'm joking? Would you believe me? Would you be shocked by that?
It depends. Okay, it
Do I
depends
strike
on,
you as sensitive?
If we in person and you said it, it'd be how you tone and everything. So because I can, for the most part, I can tell when you be joking and shit.
Yeah,
I can tell when you be in a serious bag. So if you was in a serious bag, you said that, I'd be like, oh, okay, bet. Like I just.
But would it be shocking to you? Do I come off as sensitive to you?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't come off as sensitive. But it just been like, if it was serious, I'd have been like, oh, okay, damn, I didn't know that. I'd have been shocked, and I just would have, adjusted to it. I wouldn't have been like stuck on it, like nigga. Now you know, like I wouldn't. If you was serious, I'm not gonna do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't learn you can't do that.
I asked that question because I wonder, like, we always talk about mental, like people that are 5 and all this stuff like that. Like, what if somebody that like been rather 8, 9? Nobody's at a 10, I don't think, but 8, 9, 7. But what if somebody like just go to a 5 randomly just because they've been like trying to hold everything together for a long time, like a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we mentioned like sulking and not sulking and not staying in whatever it is at that moment. And you got a lot of traumas in you. You got stuff that happened in your life. But then like you get older and you start to reflect on some things. And then you, at that moment, you're like, damn, that's messing me up now still,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we talk about, your pops and the past. And I talk about my pops a lot of times just because of him not being passed away, but the relationship we have and, how it affects you. And I wonder if like you could have like underlying problem that you just always overlooked, or because it was a cool thing to do to like not to just be strong. I don't want to say be weak, but to be stronger mentally and not think about it or to act like it didn't bother you. I think that's another thing. A lot of times we act like stuff don't bother us, and they don't bother us because we don't allow it to until you get to that mature state and you starting to pick yourself apart. Now I don't know if you're older or younger than me. I didn't ask all that stuff, but
I'm
like,
only 32.
oh, so yeah, you're older than me for some reason. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that
That's
way.
all right.
But
That ain't no big deal.
no, he
I
do.
think
but
I'm 32. I'm 31 or 32. Birthday
That's
is-
crazy.
It's
Hit
coming.
the Kevin Hart.
Yo,
Damn.
yo, I love me, bro.
If I
Like,
shave it though, I promise you, I look about 28.
okay. It probably is the beard, and then the hat. I got you. You look comfortable as hell too. That's another thing. He
Yeah,
looks super comfortable.
Yeah, he chilling.
I think you at an 8 or a 9. I could be wrong.
Well, it just depends on how you look at it, man. I think that we all got to take life for what it's blessed at us with. And, you know, we all fathers. So I think for me, you know, I really been trying my whole life to break circles. So for me, being the best father I could be is very important to me. And I fall a lot when it comes to my idea of what I expect to represent. Every day I raise my voice when I know it bothers my household. It's not an intent I intend to be aggressive with or anything, but my tone is a factor. I've been told that my whole life. That's one of the most frustrating comments I deal with. That'll take me down 2 notches if I get my head about that. So I could be feeling like an 8, but I may go home and there's responsibility. And like you say, you never know what's going to hit you. But, you know, you still, again, like I say, I don't think I should have to call on somebody unless I need them. And if you got the right person, they going to answer like you did for him. It's there.
But you brought up a good point too. I think sometimes we bring that upon ourselves for like our number or where we at, because you can go through the whole day and be like just either ignore certain things or push through certain things. And I don't know if this is what you're saying or if this is you, but sometimes like when you get to home, whatever you call home, whatever home is to you, that's where you gotta let it all out for some reason. I don't know what it is about that, but it's like, I don't know, because you're comfortable.
Safe haven.
It's safe haven.
That and you know that you're not gonna get judged.
Yeah.
So like I could say something to wherever I feel home at. Like I could go in there and spaz out, be like, yo, be quiet, make too much noise, and people could around me all day making noise.
Yo, I tell you an example, man. I just bought a house, right? We just moved in. First day. Now I'm not I like to pack, and not in the aspects of like what to put in the box, but I'm got a game plan. We getting it there, right? Second day in the packing, I'm almost done. Me and boss lady is not on the same page. It's first night in the house, and we yelling at each other. I feel terrible about that, but we wasn't on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And I can. It's okay, but it don't matter when. It can be. I was at an 8 the whole time, you know, because all this excitement and this. I could say I'm at a 10 for my life, but I still that moment I'm probably at. I feel like a 2. I feel lower than dirt because I should have handled myself better and made things be different. But
That's the thing too. Like it'll drop just based off you having a moment sometimes. Like, and you might not be there like forever.
Yeah, it might be short, but it still hurts.
Yeah, it's
just
momentarily,
as bad.
but yeah. And then I know I always feel bad because I feel like sometimes, like I know like I don't like to talk on the phone as soon as I leave work. But mind you, the phone ring all day at work.
Yes.
But I'll answer it. I'll answer these calls. I'll fix this person problem. This person, these strangers, people that don't love you, they don't, if something happened to you, they might care, say RIP till it's backwards or whatever the case, with a free to backwards. But it ain't going to affect them.
Yeah, we got a new position open.
That's it. Like, yo, open that rec. He gone.
I didn't see that happen.
But then, you'll have a situation where you go home and what you give your 2, your 3, you get that to somebody who really care about you, because technically speaking, it's gonna be okay because they care about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll do it because she or my brother or your girl, your person, they'll forgive you. They'll be understanding because they know you had a long day.
For sure.
Right? And it's almost like you think about me talking mental health and helping somebody else. I always think like, damn, I wonder what that does to that person mental. It's like, they don't get. So if they call me Mr. Fix It, whatever, right? And what if the person that is my person don't get that from me?
Yeah.
Well, how you do for everybody else? You can't do that with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they gonna feel. And mentally, I think about that too sometimes. Like, damn, that bothers me because like, you see it sometimes. Sometimes I see it when I'm doing it, like, damn, that's what she meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see it till like you midway doing it, like, oh, okay, that's what that person talking about. So I wonder that too, like, it go both ways. It's not only just a you thing. It's also how people around you gonna get affected by it. And I try to, cause like I said, I got dad issues. Like I try to deal with my dad a lot. I try not to think about what he didn't do, this, that, and third. Just think about the fact that I was able to become a good dad through whatever, regardless of whatever, and I should be thankful for that, you know, because it's not about me. It's about my kids. About who it affected in what way. It was it good, so it's fine. You know, don't whine about it.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's whining. I feel like you could backtrack and look at it and make sure you don't make the same mistakes and things, but also don't dwell in it forever.
But see, I'm also a person that, and I don't know if y'all like this. I was a person that, like, when somebody want to sit down and talk about something, I feel like they're complaining. Like I've always, that's how I
Still to
am.
this day, I feel like that shit happens all the time.
Because I feel like we got to sit down and talk about it. It must be something that is complaint worthy. We work corporate America. When I talk to a customer about something and it's lengthy, it's usually because they complained about something. The service or this box was messed up, whatever. So when somebody want to sit down and talk something, even though it might just be in a lot of households, people like to say now, it's just communication.
Yeah.
But you can also mask communication with complaining as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not no dummy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel though. But I guess we're going to stop it because people walking in here now. All right. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So we're gonna end there. This episode really, honestly, was just a test episode to say. So I had a guy who wants to learn and soak up as much information as he can as far as media and podcasts and setting up equipment. And one thing I do when somebody asks me that, if I got the time and I'll see they serious or whatever, I set time aside. I'll bring him to the studio. Most times I don't have content ready for somebody, but because I have in contact with him and I was thinking, I said, that's probably a good mesh. It's just something to try out. And it worked out perfectly. I'm not gonna lie. That was amazing.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really learned a lot.
You sounded good in the microphone, but when you hit it back, you sound good in the microphone.
I ain't never gonna like the way I sound because it's too country to what I'm supposed to hear.
Nah, you sound good. I'm telling you, bro. Like, you say that now until you hear this, how I set it up. The bass is perfect, man. They probably ain't know you're white till I said it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, man. One day, I'm gonna sound like Louis Armstrong, and I'm gonna sing like a couple more packs of Newports, and I'm gonna finally have a singing voice. I might not sing today, but I knew though that bass is gonna get there one day.
Christmas time coming up. Come on the podcast. See some Christmas carols, man.
I'll try.
Sing "Let It Snow." You take Brian.
I don't do Christmas, but I'll come try. I'll try.
What's up?
You don't come to my house.
I wanted y'all to aim with at least giving y'all information out and how they can find y'all social, not social security number, unless y'all want to. It's up to y'all. I don't need it. I'm not a scammer. But give y'all social.
76. Let me stop.
He said, "Nigga, give my social. You mad? Give my social. You gonna be mad? You can't use it for nothing." Nah, but give out y'all social, what y'all do, and how they can find y'all. You go first. Juanito.
I love you, Jace, man. On all social media platforms.
Juanito, Instagram.
It ain't called Twitter now. X on X. YouTube. I love you, Jace.
One word.
Yeah, all together. I love you, Jace. ILOVEJASE. Yep. All the music platforms. Got a new project out. My name is IZ.
Chick a Slim Shady.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out.
Eminem, your favorite rapper?
Oh, favorite rapper?
Eminem, your favorite rapper?
Yes, man. Wow, bro. No. Definitely not.
Oh,
agreed.
Definitely not.
Him nor MGMK.
Wow.
Or what is it, MGK?
Hey, look.
Wow.
Neither one of them.
Didn't surprise me there, huh?
Wow.
Well, I'll say, hey, you know, it's like it's an ego thing because it can only be one white dude in the room, and right now that's me. But I have to give him his props because he is one of the greatest lyricists. That don't mean I got to give you the greatest rapper.
Okay.
I can give him lyricists.
I can give you lyricists, but
lyricists.
that question always gets tied with what a great rapper is.
I want to be clear with Eminem.
Put words together like that.
I be trolling, joking, saying I don't like him, right? Like, do I feel like he was the rapper he was back then? No, not of course. People progress. Sometimes your progression isn't seen through art. I liked his stuff back then because it was more immature, and it wasn't positive, and that's what sells. Immaturity and not positivity sells a lot.
Yeah.
In music at least. I was talking to somebody about Nas. That song Nas got I know I can be what I wanna be. Like, it's not a bad song. It's a good song, but it's not Nas top. It's not a top 5 Nas song.
But it meant more than
It meant a
9 Inch
lot.
Nails in the eyelids.
Yeah, it meant a lot more.
To me, that's a verity of
So-
it.
That's the what? What's that? 2000s. That's the 2000s version of All My Life with Dirk and Cole.
Yeah, which I don't like. See, I don't like that song. I don't
Same
like the
thing.
song, bro. I just can't
I was
get
telling
with it.
somebody that the other day. I was like, it's literally the same thing. I was listening to it as much as my nephew. My nephew like listen to that
Hey,
now.
But real quick,
Child Decay.
comparing Dirt to Nas is
birthday.
insane. Don't ever do that again.
I'm not
bro.
doing that. It's the
Okay.
song. It's the song.
J. Cole on there, so I get
It's
it.
the song.
I get it. Cole
it's
on
the
there, but come
song.
on.
It's
now.
how they trying to basically market to the kids about you know what I'm saying. Being
But I
better.
do like Eminem. I'm not saying I don't. He's
Yeah, back to
I joke him a
CJ.
lot, give him a lot of flack, but he put his work in to be a top MC in the game, and he should be in a lot of people's top 5. If he not, that's fine. It's your personal thing, but yeah, he put his work in. I just,
Yeah,
it
he'll
just
go down one of the baddest ones still.
yeah. Shout out to Eminem, man. But yeah, speaking of Eminem, you go ahead and give your
Look, just follow me on Instagram at AGN_Tommy. That's the only one right now set up. When I do get to Facebook, it will be Tommy Archer. Right now, it's under Tommy Holloway,
Okay.
HOLLOWAY, but it will be Tommy Archer here shortly.
okay.
For sure.
That's dope, man. Yeah, man. I definitely appreciate y'all for the words and just not knowing what we're gonna talk about, but still making it a very easy flowing conversation. I feel like y'all knew we was talking about, which I didn't. So nobody knew but me. So
Yeah.
I didn't know where it's gonna go. I just was like, let's try it. If anything else, we just don't put it out. But I don't have too many of those. So did a great job. 2-year hiatus. This is, man, clap it up for my guy, man. 2-year hiatus. 2-year hiatus. This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Good to be back.
Welcome home. I love you, Jace.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
2-year
wanted
bid
to
is
say
over.
Juanito so bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I was. Juanito. That's what they know you as, man.
That sounded so unnatural coming from him. He definitely wanted to say Juanito.
Yeah, it sounds very media trained. I love you, Jace.
It
It's crazy.
did. It did.
That is insane.
Like it sounded like some Nori horns was gonna go.
Chill.
It's for the start. Make some motherfucking noise. Make some motherfucking noise. For I love
Listen,
you,
man, we
Jace.
got the best vegan eater of all time, man. 830 boxes the other day. Nah. But yeah, man, Morning Masters podcast, man. Let me know if you like these. I try to do more things like these. I don't know what to call this. Might call it 5 and below. I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking about something to do.
That's tough.
That'd be tough, right? Shout out to Tiffany once again, man.
Tough. Shout out
Might
to
have
Tiffany.
I need to have her on.
Side
man.
note with Tiffany, that's kind of a relationship thing. If you're struggling with your old lady to connect, you could find out with that kind of technique. Be like, hey, babe, let me know if you below a 5. We'll check in.
That'd be
every
dope
week.
for relationships, yeah.
That's a good. I was
fucking with
thinking about it.
that.
I'm going home to tell my old lady about it right now to get me some points.
So
sure.
I hate to be Debbie down. The only thing about it, women love attention.
You're right, but you got to
I
navigate
feel like they'll
it.
be at a 5 every day if they want you to come home. But
It's true.
you know, hey, we out of here. Morning Masters podcast. You're hearing from me. Morning Masters podcast.
Appreciate you.